Hello and welcome back, it's Nine, and today we have another big video. We are going to be talking about the new PlayStation and Discord partnership coming right after the denial of Xbox trying to buy them. We are going to be talking about a new PlayStation patent, talking about Xbox's internal team reviewing The Last of Us Part 2 and really just raving about it. And lastly, we'll be talking about a Persona 5 fighting game. Now, before we get into that, if you have not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to get notified about all my upcoming videos, and hit the like button. It helps the channel a ton. Now, let's get into this. So this comes from SIE.com, it's technically SIE.blog, and it says, announcing PlayStation's new partnership with Discord. So popular communication service will integrate with your social experience on PlayStation beginning early next year. I've taken a few highlights out of this entire post. I'm not going to read the entire thing, but as always, it'll be in the description for you guys. So it says, we're excited to announce a new partnership with Discord, the communication service popularized by gamers and used by more than 140 million people every month around the world. Together, our teams are already hard at work connecting Discord with your social and gaming experience on PlayStation Network. Our goal is to bring the Discord and PlayStation experiences closer together on console and mobile starting early next year, allowing friends, groups, and communities to hang out, have fun, and communicate more easily while playing games together. Sony Interactive Entertainment has made a minority investment as part of Discord's Series H round. So here's the interesting thing. Number one, the first thing that sticks out to me is that they got rid of communities on the PlayStation Network, and this is likely going to replace that. And that makes a lot of sense. I think Discord integrates well with PlayStation Network, and that would, like, they're a match made in heaven. Just in general, when it comes to a gaming platform plus Discord, it's always a good thing. And plus, it'll be universal across all platforms as well, which is great for people who have communities like we are going to have once I do create that Discord server. And secondly, they've made a minority investment in Discord. Now, the funny thing is, and not so funny, but the coincidental thing is that, of course, we see that the alleged deal with Microsoft fell through. They didn't take that deal as Microsoft was trying to purchase Discord, and they ended up partnering with PlayStation, which is pretty crazy. I guess they decided to, if it is true, they decided to not take the offer to be bought out and decide to do a partnership with Sony, which is amazing. It's nice to see that. And I really feel like they go hand in hand together pretty well, and I feel like it is a huge benefit for them to come together. I'm really excited about this partnership, and it just shows that PlayStation is still out here making moves. They are trying to enhance the PlayStation Network as much as possible, and what better way than to add Discord to your repertoire of apps on the PlayStation Network, especially if it's going to be tied as closely as we imagine. Now, this is going to be happening early next year, so we got a little bit of time until that happens, but I'm sure we will get an update down the road once it's visible to kind of give us a demo maybe of how that works. That'll probably come through a PlayStation blog post as well, but super excited for this. Can't wait to see what happens with this. This comes from VideoGamesChronicle.com, and it's titled PlayStation's Uber-style help patent reveals potential plan to mark expert players. So the patent says players who qualify as experts for certain games could be incentivized to register with the promise of in-game benefits such as expert-only content like items or quests, or an additional trophy unlock. So experts would then be able to mark themselves as available for being called upon to help less experienced players. The system would work by allowing players to request help via their PlayStation console or mobile app when they get stuck in a game. The request would then be sent to the available experts who are most likely to be able to help. Sony's patent describes the process of matching players with experts as like hailing an Uber. Available experts are provided data about the player's gameplay sessions, such as quest, level, loadout, or skills, and the player is then paired with an expert who has already beaten that part of the game with a similar configuration. So during the help session, the expert can provide guidance via text, voice, video, and or embedded video from a web, mobile, or console interface. Players could even toggle a spoiler flag, which alerts experts not to notify them of upcoming game sequences considered as sensitive to the game's story. So there's one other example of how this can be used. It says Sony says expert help could be provided to players via a recorded session issued based on their given query and game context. Recorded help sessions could be ranked based on player feedback and selected based on these rankings, the patent says. I mean, it's an interesting patent. I think they are really trying to make every single game accessible, and this is, I guess, one way to do it, and also get the community involved, and on top of that, give them rewards for doing that. How I feel about it ultimately is, yeah, it's great. You know, this is another way of helping those who are having a difficult time completing a session or completing a specific game, and it's useful. It really is. I just wonder what this comes with. Like, is this a PlayStation Plus exclusive type of feature? And this is really going to be dependent on the community. So that's the one challenge there, is if the community isn't super engaged with a specific game, then the question is, will they really be able to have this available for every game? It's an interesting one. I'm sure there's a group of people out there who really would benefit from this. Personally speaking, I don't know that I would actually use this myself, but I'm curious what you guys will think. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. This next one comes from VideoGamesChronicle.com, and it's titled "Court Docs Reveal Xbox's Internal Last of Us 2 Review Sets a New Bar for What We Hope to Achieve." And this has been floating around the internet heavily, as there are praises from Xbox on The Last of Us Part 2. So I'm going to read a few snippets from here and we'll talk about them. Now, the Xbox review states that The Last of Us Part 2 sets a new bar for what we should hope to be able to achieve going into a next generation of consoles. It says Last of Us Part 2 is the exceedingly rare video game where what it accomplishes in moving forward the art of narrative storytelling in video games as a medium ultimately outweighs whether or not everyone likes it, or even if everyone has fun playing it. So that said, we loved it, had a great time playing it, and find ourselves still thinking about its characters and stories even after finishing the playthroughs. The internal appraisal reserved its strongest praise for The Last of Us Part 2's visual and narrative. So of course the visuals is a given. Nobody's out here saying it doesn't look like a good game visually. That's not it, right? The narrative is questionable for some people. For myself, I think it accomplishes what its goal was. So the visual quality and attention to detail in The Last of Us Part 2 is absolutely best in class in basically every area, and the overall presentation is significantly ahead of anything that other teams have been producing on console and PC, and that's quite the praise. Basically, this is the best thing in everything for presentation, better than anything we've ever seen on console and PC. That's pretty big. I feel like that's huge. And so it's not really a surprise. I would agree with those statements, and it's running on a PS4 Pro, which compared to the tech we have now is nowhere near as powerful. The only gripe that they have with the game, and the only shot they took at it, was, in quotes, Naughty Dog still can't seem to make decent gun combat in any of their games, and this one is no exception. The review states, luckily for them, it fits in with the game's overall theme and pushes the player towards using stealth over head-on. Now, this is something that I personally disagree with. I feel like they are really good at creating third-person gunplay. I feel like with the Uncharted series, we saw that. Obviously, The Last of Us Part 2, I feel like, was light years ahead of The Last of Us Part 1. I felt with The Last of Us Part 1, the gameplay wasn't as fun as Uncharted, and definitely not as fun as The Last of Us Part 2. That gameplay is just something special. So that's about the only thing I would disagree with here, and that this is kind of, I guess, an opinion at the end of the day anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yes, Microsoft or Xbox is impressed by The Last of Us Part 2. This isn't exactly news. I know the only reason it's being brought up like in this context is because it's the opposition, right? But I mean, anybody can look at this and say, okay, this is a technical marvel, you know, the animation's incredible, all these different things, and it doesn't matter what side of the industry you're on. At the end of the day, a good game in terms of quality and visuals, gameplay, all that stuff is a good game regardless of the platform it's on, and that's the way I personally view it. I like the game. Obviously, you know, if you watched my review of it, I gave it I think it was an 8.3 out of 10. My only gripe with it was the unsatisfying ending, and for me, that's just an opinion, right? I like happy endings. I just do. And so that's something that I would have liked to see, but unfortunately, you know, it didn't happen. But I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on this specific article here. This next one comes from GameRant.com. It's titled Persona 5 Fighting Game Could Be in the Works. Now, we all know that Persona 4 had a fighting game, and it was praised thoroughly. It was made by Arc System Works, and it's said to be their best fighting game. The game was called Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. I remember this coming out. I never played it, but I heard it was fantastic, and I would definitely play Persona 5 Ultimax Arena, whatever they're going to call it. I don't know, but I would love that, or Arena Ultimax. So the news comes by way of website Persona Central, which reported that Atlus had registered a handful of Persona-related website domains by way of business partner Ryu's Office. So Atlus has decided to renew the p5u.jp domain. There's a decent chance the company has plans to work on a fighting game based on Persona 5 this time around. And so this is a possibility. It's not confirmation, of course. And this could also just be to protect themselves if they do decide to go down that route. But it makes sense. Persona 5's popularity has been huge. We got Persona 5 Strikers. We obviously got the anime. We got the game. And we got the Royale version. And I feel like this is fitting. I mean, let's milk Persona for all we can, right? Because Persona 5 is amazing. I'm all with that. Now, when it comes to this Arena Ultimax, I would absolutely love to see a Persona 5 fighting game. I would jump into that. Definitely. That would be a given for me. I hope it is true, but again, rumor technically, so we don't know for a fact that this is happening. But that's all I have for you guys in today's video. I'd love to hear about your opinions on the PlayStation and Discord partnership. What do you think of this new PlayStation patent talking about an Uber-style help service, I guess? And what do you think of Xbox giving rave reviews to The Last of Us Part 2? And lastly, are you excited for a potential Persona 5 fighting game? Let me know in the comments. And as always, if you have not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to get notified about all my upcoming videos, and hit the like button. It helps the channel a ton. You can follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Links will be in the description. And share this video with a friend. I will talk to you all on the next one. Take care.